Vulnerable, alone and too delicate. That's what they think. They think the quiet flower will never bloom, that the cocoon caterpillar will never fly, yet they fail to know that this flower is worth waiting for.
Welcome to the University of Manchester and welcome to today's event for the Alliance Manchester Business School Poetry Competition. We have tried over the last few years to expand outside the university and to work with primary schools and with secondary schools. There's also a real appetite for expert writers who can bring their techniques and skills into the classroom and can show teachers the kinds of things that a poem can do, and then work with teenagers or work with younger children where they can test out language and how they feel about things.
Today's been a huge celebration, basically, of all the hard work that the girls have put in, probably over the last 18 weeks. Obviously, they've been working with the mentors really hard. Each girl's had the opportunity, who's won a prize, to read their poem themselves, and that's been really inspirational to hear.
The storm that is my mind drizzles out as a tear you turn to me on the edge of the highway. Smoke billows behind us to the atmosphere and you ask what's wrong. All I can do is look back at my car. I'm a little broken today.
Here at Whalley High School we've done lots and lots of work with Manchester University, training various girls for different roles in leadership and mentoring, and we were absolutely delighted to have the opportunity to work on the poetry competition.
Lemn Sissay being the Chancellor and being a great poet, we thought it'd be a great opportunity to launch the poetry competition. It's not just Whalley Range that's getting involved in this, it's also Levenshulme High School. So the students have been drafting poems in part of their English classes as part of the form time, and then submitted those to PhD students from University of Manchester, and they've been organising skills clinics and workshops with those students to go through their poems.
It's been fantastic. Well, we had over 200 entries that we've been dealing with, and all of them you can tell that they've spent time, they've really relished the opportunity to think about their lives and what identity means to them.
I enjoyed it a lot. I got to express my feelings. I think the clinics were really helpful about how to improve my poem, and they also gave really constructive feedback about how my poem was good, but how to make it even better.
It's an opportunity to meet new people. They can actually help me make my poetry better and my grammar and things.
One of the things that's been really exciting for me is reading poems from new writers, is you recognise that there are things there that you can relearn or re-remember for your own practice.
I think to write a poem is to feel enabled to speak up for yourself. This project makes that available to these students, a place for questions to be asked and a sense that poetry can be a resource for them, not just at school, but in their life and how they think about themselves and their families and their communities and what it is to be alive now in the 21st century in a city like Manchester.
I think it's been a fantastic experience for the students as well as us as PhD students. The children have come to us, I think, with really open hearts and open minds. There have been some exceptional poems, and I think that that's just another step for young people who I think feel fairly disempowered sometimes in their world with everything going on around them, to take ownership of this experience and make it their own.
I often ask, what they'll do after this contest, if there's going to be poetry. Most of them think that this is just the first of many poems, which is so good to hear.